Hello and welcome to another episode of Kidney's Adventures, and welcome to the Nerd Cave. So this is going to be a very, very special episode of Kidney's Adventures. Could be a one-off, might be something I do regularly, maybe every now and again. We'll see how things go, see how you all respond. If you like it, then please put in the comments, like the video, do what you guys do, like, share, do all that crazy shit. If you like it, we'll see how this thing's all responds. So basically, as I said earlier, this is Kidney's Adventures, but we are here in the Nerd Cave. And, well, I think it's obvious why it's called the Nerd Cave when you just look around. I mean, was it? Just look at me wallpaper, Marvel, DC, me curtains. So, yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, what we're going to be discussing. So, we're not going on an adventure in this video, but we're going to be discussing potential videos. So, basically, potential gigs, things that have been going on, type of thing. So we're going to be discussing, different gigs, things that are coming up, things that are coming up next year as well, not just rumoured now. So, it has been confirmed that next year, 2027, it will be the return of Ozzfest. So there's been a lot of mixed opinions, shall we say, about Ozzfest, about the Osbournes bringing back Ozzfest, especially since, obviously, Ozzy Osbourne passed away, earlier last year. Rest in peace, Ozzy. But, so, is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? I mean, you guys signed off in the comments. I mean, whether you like it or not. Is it a cash grab from Sharon? Who knows? I mean, but the way I look at it, I think that Ozzfest still works. Even though, obviously, we don't have Ozzy, I think it still works, because the name is there. And the whole idea of Ozzfest, obviously was to allow Ozzy to play after being kicked off of what was the name of the festival he was meant to play? It was something Palooza, wasn't it? But obviously they weren't letting him play, so they created their own. They created Ozzfest, which actually helped a load of different bands over the years. I mean, it helped the likes of Slipknot, System of a Down, Pantera, Tool, Drowning Pool, Soulfly. I mean, the Foo Fighters. So many bands got to play Ozzfest, be it in America, be it in the UK, be it in Japan. I mean, it went all over. And it was a massive thing. And to be honest, it could be again. Now, the Osbournes recently, on their podcast, they mentioned about Ozzfest, and they confirmed that it will be happening in 2027 in Birmingham, England, at Aston Villa. At Aston Villa Football Club, in that stadium. That's where Back to the Beginning was last year. That legendary gig, legendary concert featuring a who's who of heavy metal. Well, they're going to be returning. And but not just for one day, but for 2 days, people. For 2 days. So, obviously now the speculation is, who's going to be playing? Well, obviously, because I know on the podcast, Judas Priest got mentioned. Rob Halford, the lead singer of Judas Priest, he got mentioned. Because, originally they wanted to book Judas Priest for Back to the Beginning. But, of course, they couldn't make the show because they were supporting Scorpions on their 60th anniversary? They were supporting the Scorpions regardless, anyway, of whether it's 50th or 60th, but they were supporting the Scorpions. So obviously they were booked up, they couldn't do it. So I think it would make sense, especially as it got mentioned, and as they missed out on Back to the Beginning, and they're from Birmingham, I think it's safe to say that Judas Priest will headline one of the days at Ozzfest 2027. Now, as for the second headliner, I reckon what we should get is a sort of a tribute, if you will. So you have an Aussie tribute, a Black Sabbath tribute. So you'd have the members of Sabbath, playing, and you can have some guest vocalists. And then you have members of Ozzy's band and guest vocalists. You could do sort of half and half or something. So say 45 minutes of Sabbath, 45 minutes of Ozzy. I really think that would work. Just pay the ultimate tribute again to the legendary Ozzy Osbourne. So I think that could work. Obviously, speculation who else is going to play. Now, as I said earlier, Ozzfest, the original Ozzfest, helped develop the careers of System of a Down, Slipknot, Tool, these bands there. But thing is, though, now I'd argue that System of a Down and Slipknot and Tool, for that matter, are probably too big, in a sense. Unless they want to run it back to the beginning, but I don't think they will. I think they'll be completely different, considering the Osbournes want to help promote, newer bands. So I think we're going to get, if we get Priest as headliners, and obviously the Ozzy Sabbath tribute, say, then we'll probably get a few, established bands, and then a lot of up and comers. But I would argue that Slipknot, Tool, System of a Down would be too big, now to play. To play if the lineup is going to have Priest as a headliner and, say Sabbath, Ozzy tribute thing. But certain bands I can see probably playing, maybe Marilyn Manson, maybe Rob Zombie, Black Label Society, there'll be a shout, Lamb of God, Pantera, maybe Five Finger Death Punch, I don't know. Would you consider them too big? Sound off in the comments. But the other thing as well, how much are the tickets going to be? Now, a day ticket to download is £124, £125. So that's for download. Bloodstock day ticket, I believe, is about £100. So if we weigh those factors up, I would say that easily, I reckon £130 a day. So maybe £180 to £200 for the 2 days, depending on the lineup. Could be worth it. But yeah, so there we go. Ozzfest 2027. Who do you guys think will play? Who would you like to play? And what do you actually think about the actual thing happening again? So sound off in the comments with that. Obviously with Ozzfest 2027, as we said, so Sharon and the Osbournes, they want to try and focus on bringing in new bands. So if they're going to be bringing in new bands, which I think is a great thing, because that's what Ozzfest was in the first place. It's all about trying to help the next generation. So if that is the case, some bands I think that they should consider would have to be Raised by Owls, Kim Jennett, Haxon, and Battleborn. Those bands there would be brilliant. And put them on, I think they'd be absolutely fantastic. Get them on there, Ozzfest 2027, new bands, underground bands, bring them up. But then, but apparently as well, it's not just going to be in Birmingham. Apparently, it's not going to be just in Birmingham, England. Once they've done the Birmingham part, they're apparently taking it over to North America, and they don't know where yet, but it's going to be somewhere in North America, and they're going to be putting it on for, I assume, 2 days again. I don't know whether it'll be the same lineup, different lineup, or what, but they don't know where they're going to play. But that'd be interesting, But if that performs well, then, well, Ozzfest could come back, be a proper touring festival for 2028. So we'll see what happens. We just have to keep an eye on that one. Talking of Ozzy Osbourne, actually, the festival Hellfest in Clisson, France, apparently this year they're going to be they're going to be revealing a big statue of the man himself, a big statue of Ozzy Osbourne. So Ozzy will now be immortalized, with, you know, just like Lemmy was back in 2022 at Hellfest when he revealed the big statue of Lemmy. They're going to do exactly the same this year for Ozzy Osbourne. So I mean, I think that's amazing. You know, so that's going to be cool. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Thank you. So now, a friend of mine chatting to him, Facebook Messenger, and he went to Bleed From Within show. That's tonight. I mean, I'm pretty sure it would be the Manchester show he was going to, and he did go and he saw the band. So yeah, but apparently because of the weather, Bleed From Within, their ferry got delayed, so they actually couldn't get to where they needed to be. Couldn't get to Manchester, you know, when they were meant to be. But apparently they arrived at 7:30 at night, and then they set up within those 2 hours and went on about 9:30. And all accounts, it was a freaking kick-ass gig, according to my mate. So, but yeah, I mean, dedication from Bleed From Within. I mean, having all that problem with the weather, delays on the ferry, but they managed to get to Manchester, do the gig, and then deliver an amazing performance. And everyone, I assume, walked away happy. I know my mate has. So, happy days. For those of you that are wondering, that mate in question is Gru. You've seen him on previous, you know, adventures. Yeah, Bloodstock, Hellfest, and all that. But yeah. So that happened earlier. The other thing that I was reading, actually, as a concept happening in America. So you've got basically heavy metal colliding with bare knuckle boxing. Now, interesting combination. I'd be very intrigued. I mean, if this hit the UK, I mean, I don't even know if bare knuckle boxing is even legal in the UK or not. So shout it in the comments. You know, tell me if it is or not. But you know, it'd be interesting. It's an interesting concept. 4 bands, 4 fights. I believe that's what it said. Yeah, so it's Alex Terrible, who obviously is the lead singer of Slaughter to Prevail, taking on Cameron Delano, if I'm pronouncing that right. And, Cameron Delano, he's a bullfighter by all accounts. And he's pretty hench. You know, so is Alex Terrible. So, I mean, but apparently they're going to be having a fight. They'll be having a bare knuckle boxing match, bare knuckle fight. So yeah, then there's 3 or 4 other fights, you know, still to be confirmed. So then you got 4 bands playing. You have Slaughter to Prevail, Black Label Society, Crowbar, and Malevolence. God, I do struggle to say that. So there you go, have a laugh. Malevolence, if I'm pronouncing that right, I hope I am. But anyway, so you got 4 bands and then 4 fights, I believe it is. And obviously the first fight, Alex Terrible versus Cameron Delano. So, and that will take place in May in America, more specifically on the 6th of May at the Ocean Center in Daytona, Florida. So that will be a very interesting thing to see. Most definitely, I think. And so, never know if it's successful. Perhaps it will come to the UK or come to somewhere near you. Well, as I said, I don't even know if bare knuckle boxing is even legal in the UK or... Yeah, I'm sure it's legal elsewhere. Obviously, it must be legal in America because they do it. It probably is legal here somewhere if it's authorised and stuff, but I really don't know. But yeah, we'll see about that. You know, watch your space, see how that goes, see how it sells, how it works. So yeah, so that's going on. Other news, I mean, in Sacramento, California in October, Aftershock, Danny Wimmer presents Aftershock Festival. That is now happening. It's officially announced its lineup, and yeah, it's got some good bands playing, to be honest. The Thursday, you got My Chemical Romance headline in main stage, which is, that's cool. There's loads of different bands playing, but the Thursday of Aftershock, in my opinion, is nothing compared to the Thursday of Louder Than Life. So Aftershock is in Sacramento, California. Louder Than Life is in Louisville, Kentucky. And for me, I think the Louder Than Life festival, it's got a better lineup than what Aftershock has. Both festivals are, Danny Wimmer presents. I've never been to a Danny Wimmer one, but all accounts, he's basically the top dog. He's the, it's the granddaddy of them all. You know what you're going to get. They're expensive, but you get what you pay for, and you're not going to get scammed. So, I'm just going. Obviously, I'm going by what I've been told from different people, and but yeah, it looks good. The Thursday of Louder Than Life festival. You got Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper, Megadeth, Anthrax, Suicidal Tendencies, Metal Church, Pantera, Danzig, Sabaton. That alone, is amazing. So you got Limp Bizkit headlining, you've got My Chemical Romance headlining, and you got Tool headlining. I'm not a Toolie, but more power to those that are. Danny Elfman, who did the musical score for a lot of Tim Burton films, he's doing a set. Now, previously he did Sick New World in Las Vegas, and that's a one-day festival, mega expensive, really expensive. What you pay for one day of Sick New World, you can go to Louder Than Life for the full 4 days. But apparently Danny Elfman was amazing there. So I'm really looking forward to seeing Danny Elfman. But just going back to Aftershock, the Friday of Aftershock, I think, is their strongest day. You got Limp Bizkit as a headliner, and underneath you have the Wu-Tang Clan. You got Cypress Hill, you got Insane Clown Posse, Drowning Pool, Enemy as well. So you got all these rap bands, all these rap groups. So go to a rock metal festival and you got all these rap groups. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see how that goes down. And obviously later on this month, Creator are going on a headline tour, and they're being supported by Nails, Carcass, and Exodus. I know we mentioned it earlier, but I thought I'd just let you guys know that I'll be at the Manchester show. That's on the 28th of March at the O2 Apollo, I believe. But obviously they are on tour, so hopefully they'll come to a venue near you. But if you see me at the Manchester show, feel free to come over, say hi, and you never know, you could be part of Kidney's Adventures. So that one there, Creator, will be a future Kidney's Adventures video. So look out for that. We mentioned Louder Than Life earlier, so I will show you a picture of the lineup. Yep, so that's the lineup for Louder Than Life. It's friggin' stacked. The Thursday especially is stacked. So Louder Than Life Festival is in Louisville, Kentucky. It's in September. 17th of September to the 20th of September. The Thursday, as I said, is stacked. You've got Iron Maiden, Alice Cooper, Megadeth, Anthrax, Suicidal Tendencies, Sabaton, Danzig, Bowling for Soup, so Machine Head, Guar. There's so many good bands playing. The Friday you got My Chemical Romance playing, which will be interesting. I wouldn't call myself a My Chem fan, but I like the odd song, so that'd be cool. Was it Limp Bizkit? Obviously headlining this Saturday, so that'll be fun. And then you got Tool headlining the Sunday. As I said earlier, I'm not really a Toolie, so I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might record a song or something for you Toolies out there that do watch the channel. So don't say I don't do anything for you. Of course, on the Sunday as well, as I mentioned earlier, you got Danny Elfman, and who does the musical scores for a lot of Tim Burton films. So really excited about seeing him. And he did Sick New World in Las Vegas, which is a one-day festival. I know I mentioned that earlier. And it's, well, the price you pay to go there is basically the equivalent of what you'd pay to go for all 4 days of Louder Than Life. So there you go. But you do get a lot of bands. You get loads of bands. I mean, you have System of a Down headlining. But a lot of the bands, though, I mean, they will clash, and they only do about 20-minute sets. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of rushing around. It's only a one-day event. So yeah, but I won't mind attending it, just giving it a go, even though it is friggin' expensive. But there you go. It is what it is. It's also in Vegas. So, and that's in May, normally, in Las Vegas. And then, as I mentioned earlier, Aftershock Festival. Aftershock, only got some decent bands playing. I mean, it's somewhat similar to Louder Than Life with a few different ones. I mean, Thursday been headlined by My Chemical Romance. Then you got, the Friday? I mean, it's heavily a rap day, which is very interesting, isn't it? I mean, you got Limp Bizkit headlining, but then underneath you got Wu-Tang Clan, you got Cypress Hill, Public Enemy. Then Drowning Pool are playing. Danny Elfman is on the Sunday. Tool is also playing, so for all you Toolies. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty decent. But for me this year, out of those two festivals, from Danny Wimmer Presents, I would say that Louder Than Life is the one that I think is the stronger lineup. That's for me personally. You guys could disagree. You might think Aftershock. Fair enough. More power to you. So, yeah, but both festivals in America. I mean, so go check them out. So, as I said earlier, Louder Than Life, I'm attending that this year. Hopefully, as long as all goes to plan. And that'll be my first American festival. So after doing UK ones and European ones, and been to 11 different festivals, and it'd be interesting to check out a US one, see if there's any difference. Yeah, so we got that coming up, and there we go, guys. So I mean, there are future videos coming up, a few things that are happening. I mean, obviously I mentioned about the Ozzy statue, so that's going to be really great to see. Ozzy Osbourne being immortalised, which is fantastic. So the other thing we should mention actually is, Bloodstock Festival. 25th anniversary of Bloodstock. The 25th anniversary of Bloodstock. I can't wait. I mean, unfortunately I'm not doing the full weekend this year, but I'm going on the Sunday. So at least I'm doing one day of the festival. Judas Priest are headlining. You got Body Count, Black Labour Society, we got Kitty, 200 Stab Wounds. There's loads of bands playing. It's going to be brilliant. And yeah, I mean, but the lineup itself for the whole weekend, I mean, the only reason I should say I'm not going for the whole weekend is more about time off work, because there's some wrestling events I wanted to go to in August, and so I couldn't do it both, but I could at least do one day. So you'll see that in a future episode of Kidney's Adventures. But for Bloodstock, though, as I said, the 25th anniversary. In Catton Park there in Derby, Welton-on-Trent. Well, for those of you that watch this channel, you guys more likely will know about Bloodstock anyway. But yeah, it's a little festival, 20,000 capacity. It's been going, obviously, 25 years. And, this year they're opening up the main arena and the Ronnie James Dio stage, which is their main stage. They're opening it up for the first time ever on a Thursday night, we have the legendary Saxon headlining. So that's going to be epic. You got Saxon, Evil Scarecrow, and Gritopsy. A few other bands playing on the Thursday night, which is the party night. And so on the Friday, you've got Lamb of God headlining, you got Municipal Waste playing, you got Biohazard. On the Saturday, you've got first time headliners, Slaughter to Prevail, first time at Bloodstock, and headlining the festival. So hopefully they go down well. Bleed From Within are playing, I believe Mice of Men are playing, Wednesday 13's playing, then obviously the Sunday, as I said, Judas Priest, Body Count, 200 Stab Wounds, Carpenter Brut. Yep. So some great bands. Definitely check it out. So Bloodstock is, well, I'll show you guys the poster. You can see the poster now. So you've seen the poster. So as I said, decent lineup. It's fantastic. I think they've outdone themselves this year. I mean, you know, the organiser of Bloodstock, fantastic people. They'll talk to the fans. They do quite regular Q&A sessions on Facebook, and they're very, very approachable. Really nice people, and they do a fantastic job. I mean, such hard working people. But yeah, Bloodstock is a great festival to go to, so definitely check it out. Yeah, so definitely check out Bloodstock. So it is on it's the 6th of August to the 9th of August. So, and as I said, it's at Catton Park, which is in Welton-on-Trent, you know, Derby. So yeah, definitely go. 20,000 capacity, so it's not too big. It's a bit, I mean, if you compare it to Download, done a festival in the UK, which is about, what, 100,000 capacity now, something like that. I mean, it's so big, it's huge. And I mean, well, that's got a fair few decent bands on this year, actually. I mean, you've got Linkin Park, you've got Guns N' Roses, and you've got Limp Bizkit as the headliners. Cypress Hill are playing for the first time. I believe you've got Ice Nine Kills as well. So yeah, so that's Download. I mean, that always happens in June at Donington Park. It is really, really big, and I think it's probably too big now for my liking, but there you go. That's me. Yeah, so you got that going on. So Future Kidneys Adventures. So we've got Made of Stone Festival for one day, being on the Saturday. You've got Haxon, you've got Cobra Spell, Tail Gunner, Doro, and the legendary Saxon all playing. So that's going to be freaking epic. Then, as I said earlier, one day at Bloodstock on the Sunday. In May, we're going for one day of Sonic Temple, which is in Columbus, Ohio. Well, I should say actually as well, sorry, Made of Stone. It is in Maidenstone, and the Saturday I'm going on Saturday, which is the 18th of July. That is that one there, where Saxon are headlining. On the Sunday, on the 19th of July, you got Uriah Heep. They're headlining the Sunday night. I can't remember who was headlining the Friday, but you got some decent bands, and that one there is a lot smaller than Bloodstock. So if 20,000 capacity, if that sounds a bit too much for you, then look at Made of Stone. I mean, apparently it's only 5,000 capacity. That's right, 5,000 capacity. So it's going to be a nice, small, intimate little festival, which would be nice and make a change. So yeah. So that'll be interesting. So that'll be coming up in Kidneys Adventures. So look out for that. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. And in November, we'll be going to Damnation Festival for the very first time. Going for both days. That's at the Beck Arena, which is the Bowlers Exhibition Centre. I believe that's what it stands for. and obviously that is in Manchester. We've been there before. We went to For Love of Wrestling. We went to for Love of Horror, and yeah. So obviously Monopoly events normally run things there, so we have been to the venue before. So it'll be interesting to see it in a live gig environment as well. So looking forward to that. My friend Emma, she went last year and said it was friggin' amazing. Gru went last year as well. I think he went with Carl as well. You've met Carl. That was at Bloodstock and Slaughter to Prevail. So, yep, Brave, it was Burnsy and, Gru and Smithy there. They went to Damnation, and as I said, my friend Emma, she went to Damnation as well, and they've all said it's fantastic. So, looking forward to checking out my very first Damnation festival. So that'll be a future Kittens Adventure, and that is obviously, as I said, held in November, and I will show you the poster for Damnation now. So there we go. So that is who's playing Damnation. So, yep, some decent bands there. Wolves in the Throne Room, Walls of Jericho, Car Bomb. It's looking decent. And the headliners have yet to be announced, which is exciting. I'm hoping Cannibal Corpse. Cannibal Corpse as a headliner would be amazing. Then if I'm going to pronounce their name right, was it Bog? I mean, you guys hopefully know who I mean. I'd love to see them. Yeah, if they could play, that'd be brilliant. I mentioned them earlier for Ozzfest. Yep, Raised by Owls. I'd love it if they could get booked for Damnation. So, fingers crossed, it'll happen. But, so, that is going to do it, I think, for the first edition of the Nerd Cave. So remember, look out for future editions of the Nerd Cave, and look out for future adventures from Kittens Adventures. As I said, next one for Kittens Adventures coming up is on the 28th of March when I go to Manchester for Creator. So you look out for that one. So I'm going to bid you all adieu, guys. Remember, like, subscribe, do all that crazy shit, and we'll see you in the next one.